muskrat. It's swimming.
Oh, yeah, there we go. In my back.
This is the TFC. This is the TFC.
This is the TFC Riffles and Rants podcast.
All right, are we going?
You ever feel like you're going to choke on the mic?
like a cormorant,
Trying to choke.
like a Chatfield cormorant.
Choking down a 3-pound smallie.
Welcome back, guys. This is Talon with TFC and the Riffles and Rants podcast. We've sucked at this thing.
We've been very poor at consistency, and
We have not been good at
apologize.
podcasting, but we've been busy. We've been building a duck blind still. We thought we were finished with it. It fell apart. Then we thought we were done, and we wanted something better. We're always trying to make something better.
We spend a lot of money and a lot of time just to have something not work, and then we start over again. It's a very expensive trial and error.
That's how good products are made.
Hey,
we're
at
back.
TFC, we're not afraid to spend money to give you the best product available. So yeah, we're back. We're gonna have a little rant today. So of the Riffles and Rants, we're gonna do a little bit of a rant. Talon and I were having a conversation some time ago, and I was telling him that how much fly shops have changed from, I don't know, the late 90s, early 2000s to now, and the amount of help or lack thereof that you get from a lot of fly shops. It's not a blanket statement. There's some really great fly shops out there, like in Denver, for example. The guys at Anglers All are great guys, so I don't want to say that this is a purely blanket statement.
There's great fly shops out there, and there's great fly shop employees that we have great relationships with. So this is not about everybody.
Yeah, I don't want to.
But I do feel like there's a lot of people that feel there's a stereotypical fly shop worker.
Yeah, and it's real. Like I said, like particularly the last 5 to 7 years, I noticed like it's gotten a lot more aggravated. It's the only industry I've ever seen where it feels like the employees at the fly shop, not necessarily the owner of the fly shop, but the employees that the owner hires, just don't want you to be there. It's the only industry I've seen that they feel like they don't like their customers. Like they're mad when they come in. Like I was going to say, years ago, I used to walk into a fly shop no matter where it was. I could go into Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, Utah, here in Colorado, and this is all pre-social media. And you could have a conversation about, hey, I'd like to get my kid out and catch a fish, like that kind of conversation. And they were not only helpful back then with tips and actual flies that they would use, but locations. And I don't mean like dropping a pin, because there was no pin to drop back then.
That's the thing.
There was no pin to drop back then. So the employees were like, they wanted to sell you something, but they wanted you to be successful, knowing that if you were successful, you would come back and purchase more product. That's what, I mean, if you think about supply and demand, that's what business is. The owner of a fly shop opened the business to sell product to help people catch fish. And it feels like that is so not the case anymore to me.
And I think the number one factor still goes back to social media and technology, social media, and how that has increased the amount of people that fly fish, which is good because there's a bigger market for fly fishing, right? Like, but at the same time, I feel like that's what has made fly shop employees or guides not want to help their customers now.
I agree
because
with
of
that.
pressure.
I agree with that. But I also believe that there's this true disconnect between the employee who works at the fly shop and the employer that hired them.
Yeah.
And I believe that the disconnect comes because
Which isn't always.
in social, but in social media, if we go back to like the start of the YouTube fishing craze, and we'll blame it on John B. way back when you were little coming up in fishing, like everyone started watching John B. on, bass fishing all over the place. And so YouTubers became this big deal, and then spots started getting burned, and But the problem is that kids your age wanted to also be part of that. They wanted to be part. They wanted to post their stuff.
Yep.
They wanted the social media aspect of it, and at the same time, they wanted to hide their spot. So they wanted a job in an industry because they loved
doing
fishing.
something they love to do and getting paid for it. Yet
They didn't realize that by doing that, you have to have customers to pay your salary to do it. So they're mad at the people that are coming in to pay their salary.
in a way, yeah.
And I think it's crazy. It's the only industry I've ever seen. That would be the same as you and I wanting to build boats for people.
And buy and spend thousands of dollars on them. But then
If they asked us, what's a good spot to take your boat? Just saying, oh, yeah, I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And so it's just wild. Like, I'd love to know.
Or even trying, like, giving them, not wanting to give them tips on how to row better, to be more, to put more fish in the boat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, it
to
would
be more effective.
It'd be crazy from a
Yeah.
business standpoint, like from a business model standpoint, to not want your customer to be successful so that they would be excited to spend more money with your company.
But it is funny because I feel like there's something to it. Like if it's like a newbie, some noob that doesn't know anything
Okay.
and is just trying to start, they will gladly give them info on what to use, how to, like, what size tippet, what bugs, and just send them to deckers.
But that's the thing, dude.
As long or like if it's about deckers or Cheeseman or Silverthorn,
They'll tell you about Silverthorn in
Or-
town all day.
your closest stalker lake, like,
Yeah.
do you know, but like as soon as like maybe someone mentions something that to a fly shop employee that's like,
They're like, hey, have you ever heard
hey,
of
like
this?
I was just here, but like, yeah.
All of a sudden, the fly shop employee's like, yeah, no, I don't know anything about that.
Or it's just
I've
so
never been there."
disheartening to them too, which I can get to a certain extent. Like if like we have some places like, I don't know, like talk about elk hunting because it's like that much more. Like some of our spots, if someone came up to us like, oh, I got one out of here, like you're like,
But we don't sell it.
But
But
no.
we don't sell a product that's
we
in the elk
don't. So
hunting
that's
industry.
why it's different. But like, so like I can get why, like, because of just how social media has been, and especially if that fly shop employee, like, there's a lot of salty people though that are in the industry. I feel like
Oh, there is.
because
It's like gatekeeping.
because
like,
obviously they're good
you
at
shall not
they're good at fly
pass.
fishing, right? But like so many of them, I feel like think they're the gatekeeper of fly fishing or the gatekeeper of their specific area because they grew up fishing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But most of them are like my age or I don't know, 30 to 40. Like, and there's some old dudes who have been out there fishing it for 30 years before they did. Like, do you know what I mean? So I just feel like there's so many people that think because they work at a fly shop, they own certain stretches of rivers or lakes or species or
Or how about this? How
It's
about
funny.
the fly shop employees that have like some massive excess of like size 10 whatever like purple hare's ears or something and they have a ton of them so they just sell them to people. They're like, "Oh no, you should try this. This kills them."
I know, yeah. And they're just trying to
They're just trying to throw
get
stuff
stuff
at
out
people.
because no one's buying it.
Exactly.
We've had that happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro.
They're like, "Dude, we just got a shipment." Well, that's 10,000. I don't think that's the shipment. Like, you've been hanging on to them, bro. Like, they don't work.
I also do get though, like you can't just only blame them at the same time because they do get like, I mean, let's just call out like when you have a pure social media influencer that does nothing but try to post stuff for likes and blowing up spots just to get the likes.
Yeah,
So no one like it's annoying.
But it is sad that it's changed because the general consumer wants to go into a fly shop. They want to spend some money. They want to get some tips on how to be successful. The average fly fisherman doesn't want to go out there and blow up a spot. They want to go catch some fish. And to some extent, that's one like I will tell you, like I truly do appreciate and have learned to more appreciate kind of the bass world.
Yeah.
Like because everyone's out on bass boats and on lakes and stuff all over the place and no one's super worried about blowing a spot up.
I think if you were really in that world more though, you'd find the same, like similar. Like I bet it's very similar.
Okay.
I really think it is.
I got a good one for you then. A fly shop
I've heard it is.
A fly shop sells 400 different colors of beads.
Well, some fly shops, not all.
Now, I know. I said, let's say that you have a fly shop that sells every color bead known to man.
Probably not anywhere, any Wyoming fly shop near the North Platte.
I bet they do. I bet they still do.
Not since they're banned almost everywhere around there.
Not on the Miracle Mile.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so you have all these beads, right? And you have fly shop employees that like are completely like against fishing with a pegged egg, but the owner of the fly shop stocks them and has every color known to man.
Yeah.
So they already hate the products that they're already being asked to sell.
I know. Well, there's just so many. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, do you believe that saltwater fly fishing stores or freshwater? So a place in Florida, a fly fishing store in Florida, or a fly fishing shop here in Colorado is more likely to give you help that's actually helpful to catch a fish with a fly?
Definitely Colorado.
So as bad as I think that there are out
The
west,
saltwater world's horrible.
dude, they won't even give you the right color. Like you walk in to spend money and they're like, oh yeah, you like this black, get this purple. And then come to find out like the fish run from that color, especially given the fact that, and I will tell you this, then I think we need to separate the fly fishing shops into two different versions. One that offers trips.
And one that doesn't. Because you'll get a very different experience, I think, based on that. And based on if you're at one that offers trips and you're not taking a trip.
Exactly. Let's put it this way. If you're here's your PSA. If you are a DIY guy and you do not walk into a fly shop that offers trips, and tell them that you're out there doing it on your own. Like,
or ask for info. Like, if you go in there, like, you probably know what you're doing, so just don't even bother asking for help.
No, just walk in and get what you need and leave because you'll get zero help.
More often than not.
Yeah. So that's true here too. Like, if you're in a fly shop that offers trips, don't tell them that you're like just walk in and get what you and leave. But if you're in a shop that doesn't offer guided trips, those people are a lot more likely to give you better info so that you can go be successful. That's funny.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't fall the fly rods when you walk in. That makes them so that they don't want to help you either.
No, it doesn't. That guy gave us some real good colors.
He gave us the worst info. In the Keys, Talon walks into a fly shop. He's going to ask them for help.
After we have been getting boned by tarpon.
I mean, for 3 days we were
but
grinding.
we were their absolute worst nightmare out there. DIY dudes that didn't even have a skiff.
And we were on flats with just a bay boat.
Yeah, with an anchor.
They didn't like us. So
but
that's
you know what I have to say is it's still a free freaking country, and you can do what you want.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
people out there will like pull guns on people if you take their spot. I feel like.
Oh yeah, the saltwater community is crazy. Like they're wild.
But I don't care. I'm still gonna go out there and try to catch a tarpon.
And we did.
Yeah. After I almost broke $4,000 worth of fly rods.
We walk in and Talon's gonna ask him for flies. He really wants to.
We had the conversation on the way there because of this conversation, this topic we're talking about now. We looked at each other like, is it even worth attempting to ask about color, just to get see if there's something like secret that we don't know about? And I'm like, we're gonna do it.
You never talk to anyone.
I never do. I hate talking to people, especially that I don't know.
Yeah, you're not good. You're not good with people.
Well, and I don't want people's help.
So Talon tells me on the way there.
I was so desperate. I wanted help.
So on the way there, like you stop me, you're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do something I never do. Like I'm going to literally go in and have a conversation with this guy and see if like I can actually get some info. So like you built yourself all up. Like you're like, I'm going in.
I was committed to asking for the tarpon fly choice and the right color.
Yes, that's what you were looking for.
And I didn't want to do it, but I was like, I'm going to do it.
And so we're standing there, homie's helping another guy. Talon's standing next to,
I don't even know how I did it.
$5,000 worth of
I'm
fly
not
rods.
clumsy either. This is not a consistent thing.
The tips are overhanging. And he walks right into all the tips, and here comes 5 fly rods off, all on the floor, clanking and all over the floor. Needless to say,
I was not the one that asked. I was like, I can't even say anything now. I just look absolutely retarded.
Was not a good look.
Mm-mm.
You just shut up. You just went in a corner and you just stood like this. You weren't even going to acknowledge anyone after that.
And that was so big of me because I was about to ask.
I know you.
Even though I knew I was going to get shut down. And then you asked, and it was just really bad. You gave us some horrible info.
The info we got after that, just to let you know, it was the wrong size, it was the wrong pattern, and it was the wrong color.
It was pointless. But we did we figured it out after. We hooked, we jumped a few giant tarpon when none of the guides were.
Yeah.
So.
In our bay boat.
If you're committed enough, you can figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch on the fact that fly shops are lately, this last 10 years, are kind of like the wildest industry I've ever seen. It feels like I've never seen an industry that dislikes their customers more.
All right. Now that we got the rant out of the way,
yeah,
we're going to try to be helpful now.
We're going
to give you guys some more helpful info.
Something that'll actually help you catch fish, especially this time of year.
Here's some positivity and helpful tips. Not just pure negativity and ranting.
So we're in like mid-January, end of January, pretty much the end of January, going to get ready for February.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about how to be successful float fishing in January or just dead of winter, because it's still possible, like especially this year because we haven't had any real good snows. We haven't had any real good freezes, so there's still a lot of water you can go float and fish.
But the water still is really cold. Like it's on the verge of freezing, and there's going to be some ice shelves and stuff. But with that said, there's going to especially in Colorado, it seems like we get those days in February where you'll get a day somewhere where it's in the high 30s to mid 40s and sunny.
Yeah.
And when that happens, I mean, there's still some really good fishing to be had, and float fishing, particularly if you can use your boat just to get to some of that water that maybe a lot of wade fishermen can't, like the middle of a river run that really isn't accessible to wading, or it's on private water or something, where you can't get to. So when it's cold like this,
there's only kind of a few places you can really go float right now. That being the Roaring Fork, you still can,
especially in our boat.
A drift boat,
maybe not,
probably not, but our boat easily. And the Colorado.
Yep.
Some of the upper parts, all of the lower part. You just got to be careful because I always like to check satellite images and find just to check ice.
Yeah.
Just make sure there's no ice flows or anything because you can get into some dangerous ice flows. So you want to avoid that.
Yeah. There's usually one that comes out of the Roaring Fork, which I don't know what's going on this year.
Who knows if that will happen now?
Because it hasn't been that cold, but
yeah.
Like, for example, if you were going to go fish this weekend on the Roaring Fork, tell me some things that you would look for. With our boat, because it is really skinny water, it's running at about, I don't know, probably below 500 CFS right now.
Is there anywhere else you can go float in Colorado right now?
No, probably not. Right? I mean, in the state of Colorado?
Yeah.
That's probably it right now.
You think?
I mean, the green you can go float, but there's not a tailwater that's floatable in Colorado.
No.
Right?
I mean, maybe some of the southern stuff, but probably not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's basically it. But there are other places, like just, you got the green in Wyoming, you can go float that. I mean, there's other tailwaters that you can go float. But if you were going to if you're in Colorado this weekend and you wanted to go float fish and you were going to go float the Roaring Fork, so it's going to be skinny, but what are you particularly looking for to try to find fish in the end of January, early February?
Well, just from a floating standpoint, I think it's important, like, to know the river that you're at like if you know your river is like the Lower Colorado or the Green, or you have like a lot of slow, long, deep runs, then you want to target that type of stuff. But like with the Roaring Fork, there's not a ton of places where you can get slow and deep. So you just got to try like in the Roaring, like right now in the Roaring Fork, you got to pick out the slowest water you can find or behind boulders and try to find those deep, slow holes and pockets. And it really changes, like, you really need to just spend time in those spots because a lot of your floating, you're not going to be catching a lot of fish. So trying to re-row and really grind some of those spots and sit in those spots is going to be a lot more effective if you just spend time in those more fishy zones right now and not target the faster water, because the only things floatable here are freestones. So the water's cold. So you really want to hit it on a sunny, warmer day. If you see it's going to get almost to 40 and sunny, if you can time it. And still, just picking out those slow, deep seams is the most important thing.
And I think that that's exactly what I was going to say. And I think to summarize it, all of the fish in the river are still in the river. Like the fish didn't go anywhere, which means that they're more concentrated than they are other times of the year.
Yeah.
But with that said, they are concentrated. But let's take, like, if you're fishing in, let's just say, end of April, right before runoff, and the water is warmed up,
you're going to
all
find
of those
a lot
fish
of
are
fish
spread out.
Closer to the bank in those riffle, like those actual riffles, like feeding in those riffles or in the faster part of the seam. So you'll find them in more spots and be more successful covering more water. But winter is the opposite.
But in April, they're going to be more aggressive too. So like if you were rowing me and we see a run that looks pretty decent and we've been banging fish out, and then I hit a run and nothing comes out of it, I'm not going to spend a lot more time in it because every fish that I've been fishing to is aggressive. And if there's a fish there, they're pretty much going to eat. In the wintertime, it's exactly the opposite. Yeah. They're congregated in whatever deep, slower areas they can find.
And they're not always going to eat.
But they're not going to be aggressive. No. So you have to, like, you might run through, my point is in
you
the summertime.
You might run through fishy water in the winter and nothing and nothing and nothing.
And you have to keep on it.
But it doesn't mean they're not there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get at. That was my tip, is like, just because your indicator doesn't go down
for
on
the first two or three
drifts, don't stop.
Yeah.
If it looks deep and it's slow,
and maybe
fish are there.
Stay there and change depth, add weight. Yeah. Like, adjust your flies. Like, before you I'd at least give it, I usually like in spots I know where I catch fish in the winter, like on the Lower Colorado or the Roaring Fork, like I'll at least give it 15 true drifts with a few changes before I'll be like, all right, let's push on.
Yeah, that's the point.
Don't push on. Because I've caught fish like 25th drift, all of a sudden you change the depth, get in front of its face just right, and then it eats. But like they get lockjaw and don't want to move.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean they're not there. Another thing I think is important is because so many people will float during those good like shoulder seasons in the summer and be successful, and then just think it's pointless in the winter, is the time of day. Like I just floated one of those lower parts, and there was like an hour and a half window where we caught fish. So there really is like true windows where maybe it gets a little bit warmer or a hatch starts for just an hour. Yeah. And that's when they feed. I mean, you really got to take advantage and like recognize that those windows exist.
And the other thing with those windows also is, and you'll notice this particularly, I know we're talking about floating, but like for example, a wade fishery, a tailwater like Cheeseman, it's still winter and those fish like are deep. But if you get a day where it hits 48 degrees, fish will move up into riffles.
Oh, they totally will.
I mean,
if your water temp is getting up there, don't be afraid to just try some of that, which if you're floating, you can try it a lot easier because they're going past it anyway. But
that was my point, is don't be afraid, even though it's winter. Yes, you're gonna spend most of your time targeting the deeper, slower water. But if there's no deep, slow water around you, don't just push on till you find deep, slow water. Don't be afraid to throw something, especially when it's starting to warm up, in some of those traditional warmer weather areas, just to see what happens, because it doesn't take a whole lot of warmth or sun to get some of those fish to start moving out of those congregation zones and pushing up into some of the shallower riffle stuff.
Agreed. The other thing I'll say is I think with tailwaters, like obviously we didn't talk about rigs, but you're probably going to have some type of lead fly, like a rubber legs or worm or whatever you want to use to get
Leech,
attention.
whatever.
Leech, a heavy pheasant tail. But the midget, like you at least want a midge or two on
For
there,
sure.
or a midge and a beta, something. But I think an important thing is like you're going to catch 90% of your fish probably on midges during the winter.
Yep.
But tailwaters, like you're always using size 20s, 22s, 24s, 18s. And freestones, I feel like I used to be afraid to use anything smaller than a 16. Like I'd use
Big stuff.
big midges because I'm like, oh, this is a freestone. It's a big freestone. I want my fish to find it, like see it. But that's what I think the number one tip with that is like you have a lead fly for a reason.
Let it do its job.
I've made the mistake on those freestones of using, like they'll refuse too big of midges. Do you know what I mean? Like even on a big freestone like that.
Yeah.
Because the water is, it's clear. Like you don't got to worry about clarity usually.
Right.
So like don't be afraid to throw a 20 or a 22 even on a freestone.
And even just throwing out a couple bugs like that.
Or buggy.
A traditional winter fly, I don't care what water I'm on, don't be ever afraid. Put on a miracle midge. I'm just telling you, like that fly catches fish.
Yeah.
Put it on in a size 22, and I don't care if it's a freestone or it's a tailwater.
Yeah.
That bug catches fish.
Yeah. There's quite a few things like that. But
So find the stuff that works for you in those small sizes, and you're right. On a freestone, don't be afraid to throw little tiny stuff.
and don't be afraid. Like if I'm fishing in the winter, wade fishing or float fishing, I probably 95% of the time have on 2.3 split shot.
You're dredging.
Because if you're not getting down, like those fish are not up in the water column in January or February, especially in a freestone. Maybe in some of the tailwaters during parts of the day, but rarely, unless you got a like high of 55 and a hatch, like they're going to be on the bottom.
They're not going to come up 3 inches to eat a bug that's 3 inches above their nose. They're just not.
So during the coldest
get it
parts of
deep.
the winter, I mean, I'm always using weight.
Yeah, always.
Always.
Yep. And for like all of you hopper dropper guys that want to just like you're like, I'm not going to use an indicator. You still can throw heavy, but make sure that if you wanted to hopper dropper it, I mean, you're in the winter, you're not going to catch anything on the hopper most likely. But if that's your rig, like, and I only say that because for years, like I was just a hopper dropper guy. Like I'd throw 2 great big nymphs underneath no matter what time of year it was. But I never put weight on it. Like I was afraid of weight. So don't be afraid of weight. To your point, if you're nymph fishing, and I will tell you this, like to guys that like to throw hopper droppers all the time, change. Like it took me a long time. Like you'll catch a lot more fish if you'll just go to an indicator and put 2 big split shots on and start in the wintertime particularly and start dredging the bottom. You'll catch way more fish.
I will say too, I have had some of, maybe not my best, but like some actually pretty decent days in February streamer fishing.
That's true. Unfortunately.
January, I'd say it's just kind of brutal. But like sometimes in February, you can actually find some pretty good streamer days for all the meat chuckers out there. So don't be afraid to.
Don't throw meat.
If
Just
you get
stop.
desperate and hate watching a bobber, you can still find some good streamer fishing in February.
You should never hate watching a bobber. I could watch a bobber.
Just fish them deep and fish them slow.
Yeah, and it helps if you have sinking line, though.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that. You streamer people. Throwing meat. I don't know what's wrong.
I feel like the moral of like get out and there's still places to float.
Yeah.
You can still get out and have a good day of fishing in January or February.
Especially February because there is some warm stuff that starts happening.
Yeah.
And people are tucked in and like they don't go out. But like we have had some of our very best days like
Floating.
in February.
Yeah.
And and you're alone a lot.
Yeah.
So if you want, this is the time of year to be alone. Like for everyone that complains about overcrowded bodies of water, there's still places to float, and now's the time. Like if you want to be by yourself and not see another boat on the river,
Yeah.
this is the time of year to do it. And it can be really successful. I mean, you're not going to probably have 30 or 40 fish days, but you definitely can still have a 10 to 15 fish day, no problem.
Give me for your winter, deep winter, float fishing indicator rig. What are your 3 flies that you're going with?
First and foremost is going to be a rubber legs on top, no matter what.
Okay.
And coffee is my favorite color.
You stole mine.
And then
I'll come up with a different.
And then my next 2, I'll give you the. I'm going to go with a size 22-bit hooker.
Okay.
Because it gets down.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do a miracle midge. So I left you the other.
What color 2-bit hooker? Like a classic red?
I like purple.
Do they have purple
They make
2-bits?
purple 2-bit hookers.
Even a
Purple's
black.
good. Even black would
Black
be
or
good.
purple.
Yeah.
All right, I like that rig. I think if I had one, and I can't use your flies because it.
Oh, so you can't use it either.
I can't use
okay.
yours, so I'd go with probably like a jigged leech for some weight.
Okay.
Leeches will always catch fish. To I'd probably go to like a size 16, size 18 CDC pheasant tail.
That's a good one.
To a size 20 poison tongue.
Oh, dude, the poison tongue. That is a good one.
It's probably my go-to winter time.
And then if you
float
wanted to
rig.
do a combination of what we just said.
Yeah. Or a juju. Size 20 juju.
Dude, but you pulling out the
Poison tongue.
poison tongue is a good one. The poison tongue is
I love a poison tongue.
dude, that fly catches
Size 20 or
fish.
22
Yeah.
poison tongue.
And it's heavy.
See, what I really would
Tungsten.
probably do is either the rubber legs or the leech. I need to get back to a leech because I've caught a lot of fish in the winter on a leech.
We just went to rubber legs and never went back.
I know. It's hard to leave it.
I know.
To a poison tongue, to a miracle midge.
That's what I would say.
And
then if you were going to change out the poison tongue.
maybe a demon midge.
Oh, dude. A red demon midge this time of year works too.
Still like a size 20.
100% that red demon midge. Dude, it can do that. Demon midge does some damage. When it's on, it's on.
Yep.
But you're right. A juju, a size 22 purple juju or green juju, that chartreuse color or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Those 2 are really good winter flies too.
Yeah. Gosh, we need to get out and float now.
I know.
We're going to get out soon.
Yeah.
We just got to get through duck season.
We've only got 2 weeks left. We got one more duck.
Yep.
Well, we have one more duck trip with a boat. We have the new blind done.
But yeah, if you, we went over our tips, but if you have any questions or tips of your own, leave them in the comments. We'd be glad to answer any questions about
or debate
winter
you.
fly fishing or argue with you about something.
Yeah, exactly.
Rant about something.
If you're a fly fishing employee and you think we're completely wrong, let us know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or if you're a fly fishing employee and you're like, wow, they really called me out and like, that's exactly, I hate these people. Let us know that too.
Or if you just hate us, that's all right too.
Yeah, it's fine.
You can feel however you feel. But all right, well, we're going to try to continue the podcast. Let us know if there's any topics you would like to hear about on our take.
Yeah,
we
let us
would
know.
love some topic requests. So
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it.
See you guys later.
It's a muskrat. It's swimming.
Ooh, there we go. In my backing.
This is the TFC. This is the TFC.
This is the TFC Riffles and Rants podcast.